The creators of the show Mom took on a tough challenge in the sense that this is a show that has to do the difficult task of balancing humor, which at times can be kind of goofy, silly, and even a bit juvenile, with dramatic elements that are incredibly heavy. But I think there are two main ways that the show is able to do this effectively. The first comes down to the consistency of what's going on. This isn't like one of those like 90s sitcom very special episodes that one day randomly just decides to do some episode dealing with this really heavy subject matter. All these heavy and difficult subjects that the show deals with are things that are integral to the show from the very beginning. This is always what the show is supposed to be about. Even when they're not dealing with a lot of these issues straight on, they're always kind of there in the background. They're always there under the surface. It's something that the characters have to deal with. So when you get to these moments where you have to really address these heavy moments, deal with this heavy subject matter straight on in a realistic manner, it never comes off as jarring because it's always kind of there under the surface. The second reason comes down to the way they execute some of the very heavy stuff. And you see, the thing is, although the show will address, often this very heavy subject matter, all these issues like addiction, neglect, dysfunctional family dynamics, economic struggles, it's often done in a way where there can be a bit of an element of holding back as far as what they show. When the show starts off, Christy has already been in recovery for a little bit of time, and we see Bonnie starting it. So we don't see the horrific lives they had before this. We don't see, the horribly neglectful childhoods of Christy or of Violet. We don't see the disturbing relationship between Christy and Violet's father. We don't see the Breaking Bad-esque life of crime that Bonnie dealt with as a young woman. This is all stuff that's kind of in the past. So I think it was a smart decision to start it at this point when they already kind of have their lives together and are taking a step forward in the right direction. Now, obviously, the show does discuss these issues and deals with the effects of them, but by being careful with what they choose to show, I think that makes it so that they're able to, once again, not come off as too jarring, when in contrast with the comedy.